49ers fired defensive coordinator Steve Wilks after one season. Kyle Shanahan announced that they're moving, saying Wilks was always the outsider looking in. Shanahan said, yes, that was the hardest part. I knew that was a challenge. It's tough, but it's real tough losing D'Amico. It's tough losing Saleh 2 years before. Guess what? Robert Saleh was the defensive coordinator. They lost the Super Bowl. He didn't get fired. Yeah. He got another head coaching job. D'Amico Ryans was the defensive coordinator, and they lost the NFC Championship game. He didn't get fired. He got a head coaching job. Yeah. So, in other words, are you really going to put all of this on? Look, Ocho.
You can't. You know what? Go ahead. I'm going to let you finish.
I've known Kyle Shanahan since he was 12. I played for his dad. When we were in training camp, he was there every day, shagging balls, doing a lot of stuff. He wasn't there during the week because he was in school. But on Sunday, before the cordless mic, he was on the cord for his dad. So I know Kyle Shanahan 35 years. That's how long I've known him. 35 years. So this is not easy for me, but I think it deserves to be said. I don't agree with the decision because there were some decisions that you made, like taking the ball. Why the hell you take the ball in overtime when you know the first score, a touchdown will not win you the game, and then you give the opposing team an opportunity to know what you got, so they know. Like, guess what, Ocho? Oh, they got a field goal. Guess what? We get a touchdown, we win. But guess what, Ocho? I got 4 downs because I already know what I got to do. That's why in college they defer because they want to know what they got to do. Do they need a field goal because the team didn't score, or do we need a touchdown? What about you not running the football? Even though you weren't gashing, but that was going to keep Mahomes off the field, and that was going to tire them down. So you made some mistakes. I mean, look, Greenlaw didn't help your cause. Are you not going to factor in one of your best players goes down on the flukiest accident in Super Bowl history? As fluky as the helmet catch was, that injury to Greenlaw was even more fluky. How many times, Ocho, have you stood on the sideline and took off and ran on the field?
Yeah, many a times. It's routine.
I don't know. In my 14 years of playing, in all my years of watching, I've seen somebody start to run on the field and tear their Achilles. Now, we've been on the sideline, Ocho, when they had the cords, and we see guys, the cords, instead of the cords, and they pull it, and guys get their feet taken out from under them, and they hurt themselves like that. Yeah. But to just and snap his Achilles, no, I haven't seen that. But I do not agree with this because they held him to 19 points in regulation.
19 points. Not only did they hold him to 19 points, they have had a phenomenal season defensively all season long. Defensively, they had a great season. Under Wilks, they were a top 5 defense in the NFL. So some of the decision making, not only from the head coach, who needs to take accountability for the loss as well, but let's talk about the other situations, the other big time games that Mr. Shanahan has been in that he has lost. Yes. One as a coordinator with the Atlanta Falcons.
Yep.
Hello, you up 28-3.
They wouldn't run the ball.
You stop running the goddamn ball to take the time off the clock and allow Tom Brady and the New England Patriots to come back. Let's talk about this game. In the third quarter, your best offensive weapon, CMC, you stopped running the ball with him to put the ball in the air. There were 2 downs where you should have run the ball. I think was it the third quarter? Might have been the third, maybe the fourth quarter. You should have given the ball to CMC. A second down and third down, you chose to throw the ball. And you gave the ball back to Patrick Mahomes. Again, those are on you as the head coach. You're making those calls. One of the reasons why you left. One of the reasons why you lost. It wasn't Steve Wilks' fault,
Ocho. It wasn't his fault that the PAT got blocked. You put that on Steve Wilks?
Listen, the special team debacle. That wasn't Steve Wilks' fault either.
No.
Matter of fact, if they don't have that debacle on special teams and Ray gets that ball, you win the game.
Right. Because you gave them momentum. They scored a touchdown on that. But here's the thing, Ocho. It's the fact that he said losing Saleh, losing D'Amico. Really?
when you still had the same top defense, even with Wilks. It was still the same.
Okay, so this was Shannon Sharpe's reaction to the firing of Steve Wilks, and you could tell this was particularly difficult for him, considering that he knew Kyle ever since he was 13 years old. Currently, Shanahan is coming under a lot of heat from former NFL players criticizing his handling of the Steve Wilks firing and placing all the blame on his DC. On top of that, he made the decision to bring Steve on board, which it appears he has regretted all throughout the season. We saw what happened after the Minnesota Vikings game in the middle of the season when Wilks ran an all-out blitz at the end of the game, and then you had Kyle berate his DC in the post-game press conference.
Yeah, I think he knows. You guys, I think, talk to him tomorrow. He knows he messed up on that call. I have no problem with 0 blitzes.
People are coming after Kyle because blitzing is what Steve Wilks has always been known for, but it appears that the two just haven't seen eye to eye all season. What's crazy is that you have an all-time great defense at your disposal, but have stifled their progress because they are continuously playing under new DC every season. Yeah, it's not all on him because you have guys like Robert Saleh and D'Amico Ryans getting promoted, but still, there needs to be some level of consistency in the DC position. The defense at the Super Bowl looked pretty lost in the second half, and guys looked totally gassed near the end. And finally, Kyle's also taking a ton of criticism for not having his players prepared for overtime and knowing the rules, and for requesting to receive the football first after winning the coin toss. Anyways, what do you guys think about the firing of Steve Wilks? Was this a move by Kyle to put all the blame on his DC, or was it completely justified?